Hello Internet, my name is Quinn and this is Blondihacks. So today we've got a little shop organization project for you. My workbench has been a bit of a cluttered mess for a long time, and so I thought I'd build a little project to help sort that out. So let me get you turned around so you can have a look at the problem, and then we'll see what I did about it. All right, let's dive in.
So this disaster zone is what I affectionately refer to as my workbench. Now you can see the core problem here is that the workbench surface is being used for storage, and I think that's where the problems start when you start confusing the roles of storage areas and work areas. So I've got a number of constraints that I'm working with here. The workbench can't go up against the wall all the way because you can see there's an electrical box back there, and for reasons to do with the building code and the type of construction here, I can't move that box. And the wall behind it is a firewall that I can't penetrate. So what that means is I need the workbench to kind of work around that area. And it also means that the shelving that we're going to build to hold all this crap kind of has to be suspended away from that wall a little bit. So I'm working around, the existing woodwork and so forth. So what we're going to do is build kind of a storage shelf that's going to live above the workbench area, and it's going to hold all that crap that you see. It's also going to contain the sound system. You can see I've got my speakers and an amplifier and an iPod connection all sitting on the workbench there, cables lying everywhere. So we're going to integrate all that into the shelf, and then we're going to be able to clear away all of this crap and make use of that vertical space because I think in any workshop, especially a very small one like mine, the secret to getting more tools and more stuff into your space is really making use of that vertical area. So when in doubt, build up, and that's what we're going to do. This project's done entirely with reclaimed materials. I haven't bought anything for this project. Got this old lumber that has a lot of staples in it that got to come out. And then I'm just going to rip this down to the width I need with the circular saw there. And I got this old aluminum scrap that I'm going to use for supports. And there's all my parts. All right, I'm going to mark the places where I'm going to drill for the front guardrail. And drill those holes out there. The rail is square, but it's going to press into that round hole. I drilled the hole just slightly undersized. And then I'm setting up the screws, drilling them almost all the way through. And then those are all pre-drilled holes. And then we glue and screw the sides into place. And I forgot to put the guardrail in before I assembled the sides, so I'm doing that after the fact. And then I'm going to punch and drill all of the support pieces. Got lots of those holes to drill here in this scrap aluminum. And then I'm putting on a little kind of retaining rail for the back because, as I mentioned, this is hanging away from the wall a little bit, so that'll help contain the small bits. And then we're hanging it from the rafter there. And it kind of tucks in behind my wire reel there. And here is the backsplash that I'm adding to the workbench because I need to pull that workbench away from the wall, as I mentioned.
Shazam! Look at that. It's like I doubled the size of the workbench. So you can see the shelf up there that we just built, and it's suspended from the woodwork up top there so that we're not drilling into the firewall there, which is important. And the electrical outlet is behind that panel there, so I was able to kind of reclaim that space without needing to push the workbench back any further. And then I added a backsplash to the workbench that's built out of some leftover material from this workbench top here. This top was not there originally. This carcass of a workbench was actually found in the building when I moved in, and so I refinished it many years ago and brought it back to life, but it didn't have a top that was usable. So this is a butcher block workbench top from Grizzly, and it was a little too large, and I cut it down, and so the scraps I've been saving all these years, so I used them for the backsplash there. And then the sound system has been integrated there, so I got the speakers up there mounted in the ceiling, and then there's the amplifier here, and there's an iPod dock right there. So all that clutter, all that wiring, all that stuff that was kind of draped all over the workbench all the time is now up and out of the way, leaving me with this glorious, clear and open workspace and an excellent view of that time where I had a crack between my fire bricks and I was doing some annealing. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching this project and support me on Patreon. If you haven't already, we've got lots and lots of exclusive videos there just for Patreon subscribers, and we will see you next time.